Hello there. My name's Luke, and welcome to the Barely Normal podcast. This is episode 4. I think I like this format with a little songachi in the beginning and the end. What do you think? Really, let me know. Let me know in the comments somewhere. Because that also lets algorithms know that it's good and all that stuff. But yeah. Oh, I've got to go turn off my chicken quick. One moment. Okay, well, while other Luke does that, I'll tell a joke. My first dog's name was Shag, which is kind of ironic because my first shag was, well, on one of those really fluffy carpets. And welcome back. Have you read Guns, Germs, and Steel? Guns, Germs, and Steel. A very, very cool book. Excuse me. And it basically asks the question, why did certain cultures have advantages when they came into contact with other cultures? And it's basically because they had guns and infectious diseases and better tools. Yeah, it's still wild that we came out of the Stone Age only 5,000 years ago. That is wild. What's something that lives 50 years? Or 5 years, 10 years? A dog. Imagine you have a dog, but then you get it cloned every time it dies, every 10 years. Right? That's not a lot of time if you really think about it. How many dog lifetimes is that? It's 500 pup-ups. Exactly. Mental math is surprisingly difficult. I'm quite curious to see, and I don't know if we'll ever really know this, but how people actually think of these things mentally. Do they visualize kind of groups of 10, and then there's, until you get to, you have 50 of those or 500 of those. Yeah, 5,000 years isn't a long time. Imagine having 100 dogs' lives. Up. That live to 50. It's not a long time at all. And then we were in the Stone Age. 50 is a long time for a dog. But apparently there were industries, actual big industries, like they are, well, I suppose not really like they are now, but they had, stone tool industries. What if a lot of our stresses that we have now, I tend to think that, and I've heard it, I've read it a few times saying that a lot of the stresses that we have now are adaptations to things that we don't have anymore. We aren't being chased by lions, but when you get that email that, doesn't have an emoji, your heart goes a bit more, almost kind of threatening. But it's not the same threat. It's pixels. We've been doing industries for a long time. In the old days, people out at sea seeing I think during the Iliad, sometime, they saw an eclipse, and all the people started freaking out, and the captain took one of them and put his cloak over his face and says, "Why are you so scared? What do you see?" What's the difference? We have a lot of cognitive biases. Even smart people. All people. It's just a great little heuristic, a little, rule of thumb that kind of works for us. But at the same time doesn't really work for us. Doesn't work for us at scale, for instance. Personal freedom, at what expense? If all life is equal in value, then why do we kill billions every day just to make our bread? And it's not even that we don't like them, we just like the byproducts of, their little farts that rise our bread. And then we just heat them up and kill everything. Shame. It's a bit of a weird thing. They probably think that they're thriving. They've got everything that they need and they're multiplying and they're having their good lives. And then, we just add more stuff every day and they're like, yeah, we get used to this. And yeah, if you've ever made a sourdough with a starter, it can take like 2 weeks, or there are services where you can send them a package and for free, and they will send back a starter from like 100 years ago or 150 years ago. They've just kept alive. So obviously these aren't the same cells, but they contain genetics, I suppose. And you can make bread that tastes just as bad as it did back then, or good, who knows. But yeah, it's interesting that we don't see a sense of scale the same way. We've got kind of our human scale of seeing things our size, dogs, animals, flies and insects are kind of at the range. Anything smaller than that, even that size, we don't really see them as individuals, unless you're a Buddhist or something. But at certain sizes, it just doesn't. We just go, yeah, well, kill him. This bread tastes great, nice and warm out of the oven. Yeah, it's like a little mini Holocaust every time. Not to bring up the Holocaust, jeepers. I didn't even. Yeah, I wonder how much. And here's another kind of cognitive bias. I suppose life has to eat its surroundings. Organisms have to take nutrition from and make it work, whatever is from around them. Children making different decisions to suit their needs and passing that on and creating their own little cultures. How much innovation and technology have we gained because of war? A lot of stuff. GPS was a wartime. There's so much stuff. But is that created out of a desire to live or a desire to overthrow? Because the Mongols didn't necessarily. They gave kind of peace or death. So, yeah, different strokes for different folks. But we're just figuring this all out. We're just kind of making this up as we go along. And just like this podcast. Yeah. But it is interesting to think how much innovation has happened because of things that we don't really intend, like advertising. Because of advertising, AI technology has been improving, and it's because those are the biggest payers at the moment, I suppose, through search engines and just the internet. If it's on the internet, it's probably trying to sell you something, or trying to, it's trying to get your attention somehow. Not that I'm anti-internet, I work on the internet, I love the internet. This is on the internet. I suppose what I want then, I figure people enjoy conversations with me that ramble on like this, or at least they pretend to, and I enjoy the feedback, so I figured I'd put it out there, and I suppose, let's see where it goes. And that is my outro. Should I keep changing these outros, or should I, pick a theme song? Who knows? Feel free to make your own lyrics, yeah? Sing along. I don't know the words. Even if I wrote them, I notoriously forget my own words. I suppose I've got to plug something. Barely normal. No, I don't know. No, there's no plug today. Go plug yourself. Have a wonderful day. Bye.